So what am I doing right now? I'm waiting for a tutorial on how to make your own sketchbook to load. Also, I went to London. I had the lovely pleasure to meet some of my nearest and dearest, including Kez, which you're probably aware of if you watched her video, which I assume that you have. If not, go watch it, it's lovely. Kez is always lovely. Yeah, London was lovely. I do have quite a lot of pictures, but most of them are just like attractions in London that we've probably already seen, but I do have one that I really feel like I need to show you. I had a lot of fun in London. I bought a few books, by a few I mean 6 books. 2 of them second-hand, 3 of them from Foyles, and 1 of them from the British Museum. First one I bought, Time Traveller's Wife. I bought it from the library a few months ago, but I totally forgot about it, so I didn't really start reading it until I had like a week until I needed to return it. And as I've said before, I don't read that fast. I can't really read a 537 page book in a week, so I had to return it before I finished it, and I wanted to buy it, but my mum was like, no, we're going to London, you can get books cheap over there in the second-hand bookstores because they have everything over there. And I was like, okay, fine, I can wait, but I want to finish it. So I bought it and I finished it and I cried. If you haven't read this book, you have missed out, / are missing out, because you still have the chance to read this, on one of the best books I've ever read, at least. Dear God. So I bought that secondhand. Another book I bought secondhand was, isn't it pretty? It's Study in Scarlet and the Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's Sherlock Holmes books. Yeah, I think it's the 2 first ones, A Study in Scarlet and the Hound of the Baskervilles. I've been wanting to read these since I started watching Sherlock. Hardback books are so much more expensive than paperbacks, but this only cost me £4 because it was in the lovely second-hand bookstore. It was the one, Emma and Jake, we went there as well. And then from Foyles I bought One Day. I've heard so many good things about this book. I had to buy it. It wasn't even that expensive, but I mean it was quite a lot compared to how much I had. I think it's $7.99. I'm 22 pages in at the moment and I've got this lovely free Foyles bookmark. Ah, it's so pretty. But yeah, loving it so far. I'll give you a proper opinion on it when I'm finished because this one needs a read. I bought the yellow wallpaper as well, which I read the first story, which is the yellow wallpaper, and I'm in the second story. I mean, this is insane. This is such a cool book. Essentially, I just think it's about people who go insane, or at least the first story was. It was amazing. I forgot to say who these were by. One Day is by David Nichols? David Nichols, I think that, yeah. Best-selling author of Starter for 10. The yellow wallpaper is by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, who also went insane. So, cool. The Picture of Dorian Gray, that is by Oscar Wilde. I've been wanting to read this for a really long time. I mean, it's really kind of stupid starting to talk about books you haven't even read yet, but this is something I bought recently and I cannot wait to read it. It's a gorgeous cover as well. I love these Penguin Popular Classics, as they call them. Yeah. And the last book I bought, definitely worth a read. It's Cats by Delia Pemberton. It's from the British Museum, so I think it's basically cat appearances throughout time, throughout history and history in art. I bought this postcard at the British Museum as well. It's this little cat that kind of looks like it's crying. And then I bought this book and I had no idea that the picture was in this book. So hey. Kind of strange. Yeah, it's a very, very good book. I can't really give final opinions on any of these books yet, because the only one I've finished of these is The Time Traveller's Wife, and I don't want to spoil it for you. And I'm still very sad that I didn't get to meet you, Simon, because I really wanted to. But Simon came to London Friday evening, and I went home Friday evening. I was kind of hoping that I would have seen you in the airport or something, but I don't think you landed in Heathrow, so, yeah, that would have been cool though, wouldn't it? We'll meet again. We don't live that far away from each other, and I will, most likely, I don't want to promise anything, but I think I will be at somewhere in the city, because if I don't get to stay at Emma's place, I hope I get to stay at your place, Emma. And if I don't get to stay at Emma's place, Gemma has told me that I can stay at her place, so if my mum lets me go, and if Gemma's parents don't change their minds, yeah, I will most likely be going to somewhere in the city. I don't even know what date it is. I think it's after my school has started, but it's a weekend, so I can go Friday evening and come home Sunday evening, and it'll be great. I'm gonna move there one day, guys, please. Have patience. So London can expect my face quite soon again. I can't wait to go back. There isn't that much to talk about in this video. I know I've missed so many videos lately, so there's probably an awful lot to talk about, but just to cram everything into one video would be kind of overdosing on my face, I think. So I'm just going to talk a bit about Sherlock. I love the way it's written, I love the characters, I love the way that they've sort of taken an old story that's kind of very serious, and I mean, it doesn't have that many aspects of humour, not of what I have heard at least, and then they've just made it into this funny, witty, extremely clever, really brilliant show that is Sherlock, BBC Sherlock. It's one of the best things television can do in my opinion, so proud of the BBCs. And may I just say, Molly is one of my favourite characters on the show. I love Molly. She just puts up with so much. She's such a gorgeous little human. I just want to hug her all the time. And she's also, I mean, she's brave. She seems brave. She's very clever. And she must be very clever because Sherlock wants her as his assistant. No, I mean, John is Sherlock's assistant, but Molly also helps him, so she must be clever. I mean, she is a perfect human being, in my opinion. It's very hard to hate on any of the characters in Sherlock because they're all so fantastically well written. I think I'm done.